I'm going to show you my process, and then as a room, we are going to invent a trick together, and that will be the end of the lecture. Does that sound fun? Yeah. Okay, so real quick, just to fly through these. This is the envelope opener. This is one of my favorite things I've ever come up with. This is a 4-way out envelope. So this is the number 4 envelope, and basically it opens in every direction, and you let the audience know what orientation to access it by opening the flap. So because of that, you got all 4 threes built into this thing, and these are, whenever you buy this, you get a PDF of every one of the 36 different outs, and so you can give this away. It's just a piece of paper, and then print another one later. So this goes back in here. Now, because this is all 4 threes, that means the jumbo size, which is the exact size of a jumbo card, it can hold 4 of these. So this is the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s. So this goes in here. So this envelope is all of the low cards. And had Matthew at the beginning said hi, I just pull out the other one, and I get the same dumb joke at the beginning. So this is 4 4-way outs built into a 4-way envelope. So if you put 2 4-way out envelopes into each other and then put it in this, you get the envelope opener. Thanks so much. So that's normally $300. It's $200 over there. I only have a limited amount of those, so that's a fun one. And I also have the small envelopes. So the small ones are normally 30 or 15. The big ones are normally 60 or 30. Everything else is half off. So I know stuff's expensive. It just takes me forever to make a lot of this stuff. But I have some over there afterwards. So that's the envelope opener. Next, I want to teach a card trick, and so you know it's genuinely an impromptu trick. Does anybody have a deck of cards? A full deck. Does anybody have a full deck of cards?
Oh, yeah.
You got one there? Can you join me on stage with it? Or no, you want to pick somebody to help with it? Up to you. Oh, I got it. It's a real deck, and now it's reshuffled. Okay, so someone else volunteer to help me like this up here. Those are extra cards. Okay, got it. Oh, there's the gas. Okay, cool. All right, will you help me up here? Okay, can you join me on stage? Give me a round of applause. Ryan, okay, Ryan, you can stand right there. Now we nixed the big camera so that I can cut back and forth between this camera because this is going to be way more important for the splitting, okay? So, this is not a stage trick. I'm going to do a close-up trick on stage, but you'll get why in a minute. So you said it's a full deck? Sure? Okay. So Ryan, would you mix these up just so we know they're mixed up and out of order? We didn't set this up. Now, this is a trick that is normally designed for a small group of people, opposite of this. But this is a fun one. Very good, Ryan. Very cool. Pharaoh, nice. Okay, so Ryan. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you a story, okay, about a dream I had. Okay, now I'm a magician, so I don't have normal dreams. I dream about doing card tricks. But this story is better in the first person. So you're going to play me in the story. So if you can step right there and then face me, okay, and hold your hands out. So in a second, tuck your thumbs in on the side and make like a flat table. Perfect, just like that. I'm going to put the deck like this, back and forth. Maybe separate them a little bit. Nice. So in a minute, you're going to close your eyes, because it's a dream. That makes sense? Okay, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to play the part of me, and I'm going to put the deck in your hands just like that. Does that make sense? So if I let go, don't let them fall. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, great. Okay, you can go and close your eyes. Okay, so Ryan, you're playing me in this dream. I'm going to give the deck a little mix. But since this is your dream, Ryan, you get to decide who was I performing for in this dream. Normally I dream like doing magic tricks for famous celebrities. Who's the celebrity we're performing for, Ryan? Lance Burton, nice. So we're doing a trick for Lance. You shuffle the deck, and then Lance pulled a random card out of the deck. So Lance removed a card just like this. Ryan, what card did Lance remove from the deck? Just name a random one.
4 of spades.
4 of spades, yes he did. Now I thought what would be a good trick is if I could find Lance's card. So Lance put the card back into the deck just like this, and then I shuffled Lance's 4 of spades into the deck. Now you separate your hands a little bit, nice. This is where I thought this would be fun. Because what I'm going to try, thumbs on the side, yep. I'm just going to balance it just like this. Now here's what I thought would be cool. I thought it'd be impossible if I somehow located Lance's card. Okay? So to make it more impressive, what I did was I'll put the deck over here, and then I'll remove one card and put it over there. But unfortunately, before Lance could check his card, I woke up. Yeah. Now unfortunately, I was laying in bed, and I didn't have my deck of cards. I was laying there playing with my wallet and ID. Lance wasn't there. Bummer. right? I was really embarrassed just saying about myself. But what was interesting was when I went to go put my ID back in my wallet, there was one card where it belongs. And actually, Ryan, that was Lance's card from my dream. Thank you. And if you don't mind, can you stay up here for the explanation? I need some hands. Okay. So that is my dream card to wallet. It's impromptu, it's fun, and the reason why I love doing this trick is it's kind of a dual reality trick. It has notes of like paper balls over the head. And what's fun is it's one trick for this person and it's a different trick for the group. And the really fun part is when you walk away, the argument that happens after you leave. Because what happens is, this guy is like, you didn't see him put the wallet on my hand? He's like, no, we saw the wallet on the hand. We didn't see the card go into the wallet. We don't know that part. So it's really, really fun trick to do. The setup, I don't have a magician's wallet. If you have a special wallet where you can load a card, this trick is obviously 10,000 times better. I just have a normal wallet, and I put my ID sticking out halfway to use it as like a card chute, and then I have that in my back right pocket. And I will also mention, I'm actually not going to take questions. I'm just going to fly through all this stuff so that way I get through more stuff. And then afterwards, I'm going to be here. I'm going to stay up late tonight. I'll be here tomorrow morning. So find me if you have a question. Write it down. I don't want you to forget, but that way I get through more stuff. Okay, so here's the card. It goes just like that. And now the deck doesn't need to be gimmicked. You can borrow a deck. You can do this with anything. You have the person hold their hands out, thumbs on the side. That way they don't get used to pinching the deck, because that would tell them that it's a wallet early. Now, Ryan, you're a magician, so you might have tell the difference between a deck and a wallet, but your average non-magician cannot, which is really, really fun. And then you also have this card on forehead moment at the end of the trick where, you try to keep it from them as long as possible. If you can break their personal space and talk to them one-on-one, they'll stand there talking to you for a while, holding the wallet and the ID, which is really, really funny as well. So, no setup. The only thing is, I will usually cut the ace of spades to the top of the deck. That's the setup I'll do. And the other thing you have going for you is that the audience feels like they're in on it. The minute, not audience, like the group of people, this is not a stage trick. But the minute this person closes their eyes, now everybody's guard is down. They feel like they're in on it. They don't realize they're watching a trick, which helps you a lot. You don't have to be as sneaky, or there's not as much pressure on you. They feel like they're on your team. So then what I do is I have them hold their hands out. You can leave your eyes open this time. Okay, and then I'll kind of condition them, doing some false shuffles, keeping the ace of spades on top. And then I'll start off by having them name any card. But before they do, I will classic force myself the ace of spades. Okay, so I'll just put the ace of spades in the middle, and I'll put it on their hands, just in case they say ace of spades. If they say ace of spades, I'm like, you're not going to believe this. Wake up, look, it's Lance's card. And that's the end of the trick. Okay? So there's the ace of spades. I put the ace of spades in their hand, and now I spread the cards out wide in front of me, and I say, what card did Lance pick? Name a different one. Two of diamonds, cool. So I find the two of diamonds. Now, if you're fancy, you can call the two of diamonds to the top, but again, nobody's watching for a trick, so you can just cut the two of diamonds to the top of the deck. So now you have the card they named on top. Now you have an impromptu duplicate because you miscalled this card in the story as the two of diamonds. So you get the credit for losing the two of diamonds into the deck, even though it's just on top the whole time. Which that's kind of nice as well. You say, I'm going to put Lance's two of diamonds into the deck, and now you do whatever false shuffles you want to do, keeping the real two of diamonds on top. Now this is the fun part. This is where you get to palm. I am really, really bad at palming. So if you are as well, or you want to learn to palm, this is a great trick to do it, because the closest person to you that might catch you has their eyes closed. So that's helpful, and everybody else feels like they're in on the trick. So that's nice as well. So I just do the world's worst top palm, and then I put the deck on their hand, and at this moment, when I take the card back to my back pocket, I look at everybody, again in a small group, and I'm like this. And all I'm doing is I'm shoving that card into my wallet and bringing the whole thing out. Okay, just like that. And if it's messy, I'm just collecting it together, and then I reach in, I take my ID out, and then I make sure that however the wallet's orientated, that the two of diamonds is face down. Just a nice moment for the end of the trick. And then I take the deck, I say spread your hands apart, I'll put the deck here, no, I'll put the deck here, and then I'll remove one card, and I'll put it right here on the hand. And now unfortunately, this is when I woke up. And when you say that, they choose that they need to open their eyes, or you can tell them to open their eyes. This is the moment you kind of reveal everything, which is fun. And then this is a fun moment. I really like this. When you spread the wallet open and you take the card out face down, you'll see everybody in the group be like, ah, crap. Like we didn't know you were doing a trick for us. We were messing with him. So this is a fun moment, and then you get to take it out and reveal that that was the card from the dream. Put your ID away. So thank you so much for your help, Ryan. That is card and wall. I will return this deck of cards to you, sir. Thank you so much for your help. Appreciate it. There's that. Okay, demo time. Real quick, before we move on, let's see if you guys are awake, ready to go. You, sir, what's your name? Larry. Okay, Larry, you're going to be the eyes of the audience up close. Okay, Larry? This is a simple test. I hope you can pass it. All you have to do is examine this box with your eye. Okay, Larry? Okay. So just make sure there are no trapdoors. Larry, there are no extra decks of cards. Larry, there are no mirrors. Larry, there are no bunny rabbits. Is that correct, Larry?
Yes.
No, that is incorrect. You have one job, Larry. So this is the examinable box. I love this thing. This is one of the most fun things just to have. I'll be selling these over there. What's really, really great about this is it's a real box, but also for those of you that perform a lot and travel, it all packs up in this little sleeve, which can fit in your backpack or your suitcase. And then this box I usually have off stage set up, even if it's not in my set. This is my oh crap trick. If something goes wrong, or if there's somebody in the audience messing with me, it's fun to mess with them back. But also, it just all holds together with magnets, which is really, really nice. It just folds back up into its place so that you can use it as a normal box. If I ever perform at comedy clubs in LA, I'll usually put my other props in this box and then bring it out on stage and perform out of it and then do this one trick. As you can see, mine's really, really old. I throw it, I chuck it, I beat it up. Those are brand new over there. But it's really, really fun. It's just as simple as finding the tape and then grabbing it and dumping it onto yourself, and the whole thing just unfolds by itself. The other thing is, these are just taped in here. So I got a lot of friends who have these, and they've replaced these with their own jokes. So you can do it as you want, just like this, or you can cut these out, and it's about a 1-inch payload. So if you're doing a corporate event at a golf club, you can load it with tees, golf balls, scorecards, golf gloves. You can make the jokes whatever you want. These are normally 75, they'll be 50 over there. That's the examinable box. Thanks. Let's see. Another free trick. This is a fun one. I'm going to come over here, and let's see. Can we go to this camera? Do I have to fire it up? Can you guys see that? Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is, I've never done this with an overhead camera. This is a prediction. Okay? You gotta do something? I need to do it? I need to tap something? Okay. You're good. Here we go. Coming on, firing up. In camera, I can see. Oh, cool. There we go. You guys let me know when you can see it. Hey! I think we're good.
Can you put the light back on?
I think we're good. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
All right. I have this inconspicuous golden piece of paper. Let's see. You, sir, right here. What is your name? Joel. Okay, Joel. I want you to just think of a basic shape, okay? Like a simple one. And I have sent that to you right now. Joel, what shape are you thinking of?
Square.
Oh my gosh. You're not going to believe this. Guess what? What I wrote down on this piece of paper before I came up here was a square. Come on! Pretty cool? Okay, let's see. Circle, heart, triangle, square, or star. Let's go down the road. Don't name square. Name a different one. Star. That's the hardest one. Let's see if I got it. There we go. We got a star. Pretty cool. Next, go down the road. Next one. Triangle. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go. We got a triangle going on there for you guys, just like that. Next one. I don't know what's left. Heart. Let's see if we can get a heart going on. You can see that. There's the heart. And finally, what's the last one? Circle. Yay! We got a circle. So this is the 5-way outs gimmick. I sell it in different versions, 4, 5, 6. This is the 5-way outs gimmick, and just to show you what's going on, it is a Rolodex of all of your different outs. okay? Built into a little piece of paper that all folds up like a little booklet, okay? Just like this. And all I'm doing, you can see my view, is I'm just flipping to whatever out I want. So if I want the heart, which is drawn with 2 lines, I make my memory mnemonic super simple. So circle is 1, heart is 2 lines. I shove my thumb in there, and then I open it up, and that's what you get. It's the same method, 2, 3, for triangle. It looks the same no matter what the out is, okay? And then I'll also tell you that the way I perform this is I will always open it up to myself first, and then show it. And the reason is sometimes I open to the wrong out. And if I see the wrong out, I close it up, I say, are you sure you want to change your mind? You don't want to change your mind? Okay, and then I click to it again, and this time when I check it, then I show whatever out you want. So here's what's cool about this. I sell them in 6 outs, made of Tyvek, because that's pretty thick, but for 4 and 5 weight outs, can we go to the screen, the other monitor there? If you look here, that is the pattern on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that you need to build a 5-way out. I'm going to give this to you all for free, so you get to take this home, and also you can do 4 outs as well. Okay, those are 2 PDFs with video that'll explain how to build it. A lot of times people are afraid to build stuff because it sounds complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it really, really fast. And it builds in less than 2 minutes. If we can go back to the camera, you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to show you how simple it is. That way I found that people are more likely to build stuff when you see how simple it is. So I'm going to use rubber cement. Can you guys all see that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use rubber cement. I'm also going to teach you a little bit about rubber cement as we go. So I'm just going to cover the whole thing in rubber cement. Now this is a file. So as you can see on the file, there's letters. They're really, really lightweight and light printing. So it makes it easy to fold A to A, B to B, C to C. But if any of you have Photoshop skills or have a friend who can change a file for you, you can actually put your outs on here through a printer so you don't have to write on it. So if you have your predetermined outs, you can print them so it looks like nice little pictures on there, just like this. Okay, I'm covering the whole thing with rubber cement. You don't have to use rubber cement, you can use glue stick. I just really like rubber cement. We'll get into rubber cement more when we do the card splitting. But a lot of times people don't realize for rubber cement, it actually works best whenever you let it dry. So as you can see on the screen there, it's got that shine. I'm just gonna wait for that to dry. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out the dark gold line, and then I'm just gonna fold it all up. And that's all you have to do to build the gimmick. Super duper simple. I'll let this dry a little bit more. And because the rubber cement is drying, it will adhere itself to each other permanently. Some people think with rubber cement you gotta work with it while it's still wet. Rubber cement actually works better while it's drying. Okay, and then let's see, I don't have my ruler. We have a backup ruler. Just like this. And I'm just gonna cut it out. You can use scissors. I use an X-Acto knife. I saw some kids here. Be careful if you need your parent to help you cut this out. Super duper simple. Just be careful. I tend to cut myself in my hands once a year. Let's have it not be today. Okay, so there we go, like this. I'm just gonna cut out the outer edge of this thing. And what's nice is you can glue off the edge, and then you're just gonna throw this away afterwards. So we're gonna cut this out. So that's that. And then I'm going to cut these. And now there's also dotted lines on this thing, which I just scored beforehand. So I scored along the dotted lines with the back of my X-Acto. And for those of you worried about taking notes, there's a detailed video that you're going to get with these files that shows you how to do this really, really detailed, a lot slower than I'm going right now. So don't worry about it. I'm just trying to show you how easy it is to build. Got a little bit of cork on there. Gross. Okay, so now you can see this is the file. And then because I scored the back of these things, I can kind of fold it back and forth, just like this. Okay, kind of get these worked in. It'll make the assembly a lot easier in a second. Okay, so you kind of see this goes like that and like that, every which way, pulling back and forth. So now, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Can you see the letter? Let's see, we'll start with A. Can you see those? Yeah. Okay, so all you have to do is touch A to A. So if you go like that, that's it. So now A is done. B to B. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's very intuitive. Just like that. And then let's see, C to C. We will grab here and it's going to pinch. Then I close that up, just like that. And then we got D to D, fold over. Once you get bored, we're E just like that. Now the final one, F. You kind of touch it here. Again, I go over this in the video. And then if you close this in half, like that, and then you fold this in half, this is your 5-way out gimmick finish. Whichever one you open to, that will be your out. Utility item. That was a horrible routine I did for you. I wouldn't recommend having people name every shape they can think of. But this is a great method. You can make a bunch of these and have them all in a bag. And on the video, I also go over a bunch of routines you can do with it. But it's really, really nice because it opens the same way out no matter what. If you make it a little crooked, you can clean up the edges. But here's where this gets really fun. This method I have built into playing cards. So I've taken playing cards and made that exact same gimmick. That's how I did the duct tape trick this morning. So I have in my pockets, I have a coin. This is a coin holder. These are just like collector coin plastic holders from Amazon that fit playing cards. So I have in this pocket all of the high cards, in this pocket all of the low cards. But because I have the whole value, all 4s, 2s, 3s, I can load the card under the duct tape halfway through the questionnaire. So the card gets loaded in my mouth after I know what the value is. So once you say 5, I load all 4 5s into my mouth with this gimmick. And because it's in a little plastic bag, it never gets wet. This set is like 6 years old. I sell this set for $500 because it's 65 split cards. I glue them all by hand and it takes forever. Okay, I'm not selling that here today. Here's what I figured out a couple weeks ago, which is super annoying if you think about it. That takes forever. Those gimmicks look great. If you want to see me after the show and want to see them up close, I'll show them to you. If you're a professional that performs on TV or with a 4K camera on you, I would recommend buying that from me. If you're any other performer that just wants to perform for a room of people, like this morning, that was not that gimmick. That was these gimmicks. Okay? These annoyingly look the exact same. These were printed on a printer. Okay? So let me show you this. We can go back to my slideshow. I can show you what I realized was you can put all 4 cards onto an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that you can feed through your printer. And then you can put them all together. And then what I did was I made it for all of the different outs that you need. Plus your card will be in my mouth. And I'm going to give that file and everything to you guys so you can get a $500 trick for free. But if you want to do the trick on TV, this probably wouldn't pass for like 4K. It would not look like a playing card. It looks like a piece of paper. But for a room full of people, if they're away from you or if you got a lower res camera on you, it's the same thing. You were looking at a piece of paper this morning in the show. It looks the exact same. So after the lectures, you don't have to take notes. This is all going to be accessible for you guys for the next couple of months, and then I'll take it down. What it will be is my split sessions, volume 1 and volume 2. So volume 1 is an hour of me showing you how to split cards apart. And then volume 2 is like an hour of me showing you how to glue them back together. So that you don't have to take notes or worry about it in a second when I show you me splitting cards. You can just watch it and kind of have fun watching cards be split. I'll try to make it not boring. But then, if you're interested, after watching me do it, these are a great resource for you. And then also on that website is a video file of me showing you how to print these PDFs out, how to fold them, how to change it however you want. And then there'll be 2 buttons, one for the 4-ounce PDF, one for the 5-ounce PDF. And this link will not be live for very long. This is the card prints. So if you click that link, it will be all 12. I don't do aces. It'll be all 12 different multiple out cards, files, so you can print those yourself. But a couple months from now, I'm going to take this down. So there might be not a dummy and sell that one day. Okay? So there's that. And if you want to take out your phones or if you have a notepad, the website will be blakevoigt.com/NemCon. And then the password is New England. Very creative. Okay? We'll leave that up. You guys take pictures of that. We got that. That'll be up. But I hope you guys enjoy those resources. They're really fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll leave that out for a second. Or if you forget, just find me. I'll tell you about it. Or message me. I'll show it to you. Next thing is I want to show you this. I did this morning, but if you haven't seen it before, these are my acro index cards. They're acrobatic cards that change themselves. This is a set of 6. It's normally $400. It's $200. I have some here, and they're dry erase. So what that means is you write on it in Sharpie. You write Sharpie on it, let it dry. That way you can perform the routine with it. And then whenever you want to reset it, you take a dry erase marker, scribble it over the Sharpie, let it dry, and it will wipe away Sharpie. Okay? Really, really cool. I did not invent that. That's just science. Blew my mind the day I figured that out. But so, you can do any routines you want, which means you can change your routine to the dealer's room or something, whatever you want. So basically how these all work is they're all flat cards. Okay, so basically you'll see what I see. I think he said 3 in the show. So when I take the 3 out, I pull it out, I see it change to whatever joke you want to do. I use chicken egg. This is an idea Taylor Hughes first did, which I kicked myself for not thinking of, because then later I will have an object go into that thing. If you do build a lemon, it can say lemon. If you do object to impossible location, this could reveal your impossible location so that at the end of the show it actually makes sense how you introduced it as a joke. This could say anything. There's some R-rated versions Justin Willman does, which I built for him. Hug Kill is a famous routine. So these are this is the dry erase one. And I also sell the dry erase cards, stage size. But if you have a camera, or if you're performing in a parlor setting, this is a good set. This is the exact same thing, only 3x5 size. Okay, so it's the exact same thing going on. You can take it out and reveal it. These are dry erase as well. I sell these individually, normally $50. They're $25 each. This set is normally $200. It's $100. Everything basically is half off what it normally is on the website. And then the thing that's cool about the small size is, if you've ever seen an acrobatic card in the wild, especially small, you guys see that big shadow on the card? Because it's so small, I can build 3x5 gimmicks upside down. So because it's upside down, it gets rid of that seam, so that whenever it flaps up, which is really, really nice. So same thing, you put it in, you take it out, it reveals it. These are nice. Piff the Magic Dragon just posted an amazing video with one of these where he says to a little girl, 100th monkey type routine. He said to a little girl, "What does this say?" And she said, "I can't read." And he said, "No, what does it say?" And she said, "It says, I can't read." And he looked at it and turned around and goes, "No, it says dog." Which is hilarious. It's like, anything you can think of, and you'll see a common thread through all these things. These were all originally invented for me to use for a specific routine, but they turned into utility items. They come with routine ideas, but they're nice because you can come up with your own routines for them. And again, they're all dry erase. You can write on them with Sharpie and then erase it later with dry erase. But those are the Acro Index cards. Thank you. Exactly out there. Okay, so this is going to be the fun part. And for those of you that are like, I do not want to flip cards, I'm going to make this as fast as possible so it's not boring. Can we go to this camera again? Let's see, it says battery info. There. You guys got it?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm going to show you very, very quickly how I split cards and glue them back together. This is not a gimmick deck, this is my trash deck. And if any of you think I'm lying, find me afterwards and I'll show you this in person. But some people have never even seen a card split, they've only heard about it. But just so you guys know what card splitting is and what it looks like, it's the ability to take a playing card and take it apart into multiple layers. There you go. It's simple. Come on. So this is after thousands and thousands of hours of splitting thousands of cards. But basically, what a lot of people don't realize is a card in an average deck, most decks, even cheaper decks, is made of 3 layers. So this I probably shouldn't do because it won't work in front of a room full of magicians. This is a lot harder, but you can actually split. So let's see, there's a middle and a back. There we go. Okay. So this is, thank you. Show you this. That doesn't normally work. So there's a thin back, a thin face, and a middle. So this is the middle of the card. It's a little bit thicker. This is a thin back, and this is a thin face. This is the anatomy of most cards. Now, there's actually a fourth and fifth layer that's the glue in between the layers. I haven't figured out how to get that glue to go, but one day. So this is what a split card looks like. I'll pass this around the room. You guys want to see? If you've seen this before, great. Otherwise, it's kind of fun to see what that looks like. Just pass it around. And then the next question a lot of people ask is like, why? Cool. That's a party trick. Why would I want to do that? If you want to make double backers, if you want to make double facers, if you want to build acrobatic cards, like the note card gimmicks, if you have a favorite packet trick that you do, and the backs of the packet trick are not the backs that you normally use in your normal deck, you have a gimmick that has the wrong back, this is kind of a nice skill to have because then you can add your custom deck that you always use, that back to your gimmick set. But also it's kind of fun to do. So I'm going to show you very, very quickly what I am doing because I'm doing a little bit different things than other people do. And then I'm going to show you how to glue it. And then again, don't worry about taking notes. You can just watch the videos afterwards that go into way more detail than this. So basically, I'm breaking the card open. I'm breaking it so that I can feel the three layers. Let's see how good this camera is. Is it pretty good? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this more than I normally do. Hold on, I'm gonna take it off camera, and I'm gonna break this apart. So with my nails, I'm kind of getting it to go a few of the layers. So let's see. Can you guys see? Ooh, cool. So those are the three layers of a card. So the first step is you figure out how you're gonna be splitting. Okay, and then the next thing is you always want the thin side down. Some people don't realize that's a factor. The thin side, so I'm going to have the back be thin and the face be with the middle, so it'll be thick. You put the thin side down, you're going to put your knuckles on the table, you're going to roll, you're going to walk your fingers. There's a lot of stuff going on. The biggest mistake, even if you're gimmick makers and you can split cards, I'm going to teach you right now, is a lot of times people think that you split from corner to corner. I do not do that, okay? I actually split this way first, okay? I split this way first, which you're going to feel like it's going to tear along here, but it does not, and I don't know why, okay? So I'm going to split the card this way until I clear this corner, and then I'm going to come down the card like this, straight, and then I'm going to round it out like an S, but it's like a football play. And then I'm going to round the corner here, clearing this corner, so this corner is first, this corner is second, and then that corner is third. Now, it's actually an S shape. When I do it really, really fast, it just looks like I'm splitting, but this is actually what I'm doing. Yeah, if you want to take a picture, this is the game plan. That's it right there. But also, again, all of this is in the video. So if you can't get your camera out in time, don't worry. That's it though. So there you go, just like that. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put my finger down. With my knuckles down, I'm going to split, split, split. Again, I'm going this way. I'm not going that way. It'll tear every time here. Don't know why. Okay, I'm going here, here, here. I'm clearing this corner first. Now I'm going down. And now I'm going to round this corner like this. And then I'm going to come over here with my fingers walking the whole way and my fingers on the table the whole way until I walk it all the way off. Now it looks simple. It is once you've done it a bunch of times. Okay, I'll do it one more time but fast. And this way you can see, even fast, you'll see the path in existence. So this is going to look, you'll see the S now. So I go here, I go around that corner, this corner, and then out. Does that make sense? Okay, very good. So now what we'll do is we'll put it back together. So again, I'm flying through this just to get through more stuff. But I just take the edge of a mat or a ruler or a table. Now also, the smoother you get this, the smoother you get it, the less ripples you'll have in your card. A lot of people, when they're starting off, they go really, really slow and aggressive splits, and then they end with a Ripley card and they don't know why. It's just a knacky thing. Also, the newer the cards are, the easier they are to split, I have found. So there we go. We have, basically what we have here is a thin back and a thick back. So the last thing I'll say is you kind of want 3 layers at the end. So when you start with 3-layer card, you kind of want to end with a 3-layer card. But there's certain gimmicks which, okay, if it's a little bit thicker, a lot of laymen can't tell if you've added a thin layer to the card. So there we go, just like that. But now I'm going to go over how to assemble a card back together very, very quickly. I'm going to use the rubber cement again. And if you remember what we learned with the 5-ounce gimmick, this is just regular Elmer's rubber cement. I'm not a rubber cement snob. I have some gimmick builder friends that are, that swear by other brands, but it's all the same to me. You can actually even put a card back together with a glue stick, which is the same thing. So this is just, I'm going to push rubber cement all over the card, off the edge. Oh, this is really old card. It got wet. That is not from the rubber cement. That's from me doing magic at a bar. Okay, so there's that. That's going to get fully covered. I go over the edge of the card. I go from the middle out, just like this. I'm a very impatient gimmick builder, so I try to build fast. That way also you guys don't get bored literally watching glue dry. There we go, just like that. So now, those cards are fully covered with an even coat. You want to spread it all off to the edge. Now if you're working on paper, you can just throw it away. I'm going to show you something cool. I'm going to take these up and just set them off to the side so they can dry, because we want them, again, remember, to fully dry. You can see that glue there. Here's a really cool thing that someone told me about. These are rubber cement erasers. Now what is it literally called? A rubber cement eraser. So if you hop on Amazon, these are like $2 or $3. And it's actually made of rubber cement. Okay? And what it allows you to do is clean up rubber cement. Just like that. Now, if you don't want to buy one of these, you can actually take a whole sheet, cover it in rubber cement, and booger it up into one big booger. And now you've made yourself a rubber cement eraser. Okay? So that's the other way you can do that. But I like to clean up my workspace while the other stuff is drying. So just with a few wipes, it just boogers up on the edge there, and then you can just pick it off and throw it away. This just makes it really, really easy to build clean. And then after, when you build your gimmicks, you can take this on the edge of the card and clean up the little boogers on the side. So again, this is called a rubber cement eraser. Amazon or art supply stores have them too sometimes. So this is still, you can see where it's wet and where it's dry. We'll let it fully dry here. And now, a big thing that a lot of people stop people from putting cards back together is they touch the card together and it's crooked or it's off or it's at an angle and they get really, really mad and they throw it away. Now, what a lot of people don't know about rubber cement is it doesn't cure until you apply pressure. So what that means is you can line them up, you can touch them together, and they will not cure until you press. So you can literally line up a card 100 different times until it's perfect and then apply pressure and it won't mess up. So now these are fully dried. I'll show you how I line them up. I put my thumb here, and I do this a lot. So I'll just line up one corner really, really well, and then I'll let it fall down, and that's pretty well lined up. But that's just a little knacky. Let's say that you went to do that, and it was off center. That's really off. But instead of throwing this away, I haven't pressed. So I can just take one corner and pick it up. You can do this as many times as you want. They can touch. They just you can't press them together. So what that means is you line it up, take your time, and then push. Does everybody got that? Makes it a lot easier. Now the final thing I'll show you is a little hack to make the assembly even easier. You just need a straight edge. So I'm going to use this ruler here. And what you're going to do is, like, you guys are familiar with the newspaper trick Clippo? So what's cool about rubber cement is if you take a straight edge and you line up one edge of the card here and the other card here, and then you just slide it together.
Whoa.
I know you were all really excited. Wow, they really like this. Okay, all right. So, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you take these two cards and you bump them up against each other like this. Okay? And now you just walk your finger along the line. Whoa! Just like that. Now, if you walk your finger along the line, what that does is it allows you to create a little book. Okay? This is just thank you. A little book just like that. Now, here's how you line up this card whenever you're ready to put it back together. Done. Thank you. This is a perfectly lined up card in every single direction. And now I'm just going to apply light pressure in different parts. This just gets the glue starting to set. And now I'm going to grab a Sharpie or a rounded pen, straight edge, and I'm going to start applying pressure from the middle out, just like that. Not hard pressure at the beginning, light pressure on both sides. This is now like finalizing the gaff, so you can't reposition it afterwards. We'll try to speed up here, just like that. Now the final thing, a lot of even professional gimmick builders call me and ask me, how do I get that snap back in my car? I've built gimmicks before, but it's always like soggy. It doesn't feel like a car. This is the hardest part to do, and I hate doing it myself. If you ever build a gaff, right when you finish building it, you gotta put it in a book, put it between two hard things, and put weight under it, and come back to it 24 hours later. I know this sucks, okay? So if you're really wanting to play with a gimmick, build 2 of them. Build 2 of them, that way you can press one, and then the next day when you wake up and take it out, it'll have that snap back in it, and the one that you start playing with right away, it'll all forever be like a soggy card. I don't know why, some do more than others, but that's it. This is a double backer. I'll pass this around so you guys can see, and whoever's last in the room, free gimmick. There you go, there you go. Thank you. A lot of people have asked me about bill splitting before. It's actually the exact same. All I do is I soak American money in warm water, and then I do the exact same technique. It's just I use like an X-Acto knife and tweezers to get it started, and I sell that download. That's a lot much longer download. I wouldn't recommend trying that until you've split over 100 decks of cards, okay? Because that's really, really a nightmare. But again, the split sessions will be on that website for free, so if you're interested, or if you want to find me after hanging out, jamming, and you got a cracked card, I can talk you through it in person. It's really, really fun. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I would love to show you. So that is how to split and glue cards. Okay, 14 minutes. So the final thing I'll kind of pitch to you, this is the best deal I have going on. I realize a lot of my stuff's expensive, so I'm trying to give away a bunch of free stuff. But I have a bunch of downloads. There's actually 13 different digital downloads on my website that I normally sell. High-end is a card trick, some 3 tricks for my daily magic, a appearing box gimmick around a deck of cards, the printable 4-ounce, Envelope, which is a locking envelope gimmick, which allows you to load a card and then it seals itself, which is really cool. You can have the envelope examined. That's Envelope. Split Sessions Volume 1 and 2, which you already have. Volume 3, which is normally $50. Volume 3 of the Split Sessions is how to split bills. Volume 4 teaches you how to make acrobatic cards that you put dental dam in so that they change automatically, similar to the acro cards. Band Through Hand is an impromptu rubber band routine. Fusion is fusing 2 cards together, which is like an anniversary waltz with some splitting. Ringer is an old dollar bill trick, came up with a 1 and a 5, switch places with an origami ring. And then Reform is my 1-card TNR. If you want to see that, I can demo that later. I love doing that trick. So if you added up all of those downloads on my shop, they would be $235. But today they're $40. So for $40, I'll send you all 13 of those videos. So that's really fun. That's a fun one. That's the download bundle. Now finally, we're gonna jam on some magic. Okay? So we're gonna end right at noon, and I'll go over there. And so again, this is super subjective, but I love talking about magic. Love jamming magic. And I've been lucky enough to work in some of the smartest rooms in the world with people way smarter than me. But I've gotten to be in these rooms because I'm not afraid of bad ideas. And this is my thing that I preach. I love bad ideas. I am really good at coming up with bad ideas. That's my thing. Like when I met with David Copperfield and David Blaine, they both asked me the same question. They said, if we hire you on our team, what good ideas do you promise you'll bring to our team, to the show? And I thought about it, and I said, I promise you 0 good ideas. I promise you I will be the guy that never runs out of bad ideas. And they both hired me, so that was good. But it's true, if you're sitting in a creative room or you're working by yourself on something, you don't want to be sitting there with somebody who's quiet and not talking to anybody. You want to be in the room with me, because I don't shut up, right? I will just throw everything I'm thinking of at the wall, and a lot of times it will make someone else in the room think of something good. Or if I'm trying to throw a bunch of bad ideas out there, every once in a while I mess up and I say a good one. But then it's like a bonus, like, well, actually that wasn't the dumbest thing we've ever heard. That was a good idea. So it's lower standard, so I do that a lot. The other thing is parameters. I create parameters for myself whenever I create. If you said to me, you have an unlimited budget, unlimited amount of time, invent a magic trick. I can't do it. If you said to me, we've got a $1,000 budget, it's for David Blaine, He's going on Jimmy Fallon next week. He did cards last time, so it can't be cards. It's a 3-minute set. You only have 2 days to learn it, so it either has to be a move or a skill he already has, or he has to be able to learn a new skill in 2 days. It's a 3-camera shoot, so it has to play for all 3 cameras. We have no control over the edit. Like, the more stuff, parameters you throw at me, all of a sudden it starts narrowing all the tricks I can think of down to a few, and for me, it makes it way easier. So whenever I'm creating for myself, which I always find way harder, I will sometimes trick myself and come up with my own parameters just to try to make it a little bit easier. The other thing I'll do is every day I try to write down 10 bad ideas. This is a thing I've done for years, and it's just how I start off my day. It's a practice. I think that creativity is a numbers game. It's going to the gym and working out. It's the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get. So, if I write down 10 bad ideas a day, let's say, I don't always make it happen. So let's say I do it 5 days a week. So if I write down 10 bad ideas a day, let's see, 10 ideas times 5 is 50. So 50 a week times 52. My notebooks are filled with 2,600 bad ideas a year. Here's what happens. A few good ones accidentally slip in. It's just a numbers game. If you try to write down 2,600 ideas that are bad, you're gonna fail. And a few good ones will slip in. So here is the actionable homework challenge I was going to extend to all of you. You can start on Monday. You can stay up late tonight, sleep in Sunday. Start Monday for 7 days after this convention. I want everyone in here to try to write down 10 bad ideas a day. So let's say you fail. Let's say you come up, you do it 4 or 5 days. At the end, next Sunday or next Monday, you will have 50 ideas that you did not have before. And I guarantee you, a couple good ones will accidentally slip in there. Now here's the deal, my ideas are one sentence. They're one sentence, sometimes I do it on my phone. Let's see if I can find my ideas, if I don't have a notebook with me. Just to give you an idea of how bad these are, so you feel better about yours. Who's the judge? Yourself. Yourself. I'm just really critical, and I know these are really dumb. I won't even open it. But basically it's like, shoot to impossible location with a shopping bag. That's one sentence. I just try to flush them out really, really fast. No methods, superpowers, you can just think about it that way. Now the final thing I will tell you, we got 8 minutes. The final thing and we're going to invent a trick. It's going to happen fast. The final thing I will tell you is run it by somebody. I couldn't tell you the number of times I have written down an idea and I've worked on it for over a year. And then one of my friends saw it in progress and they're like, what are you doing? This is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. I'm like, no, but one day I'll solve it. And they go, no, even if you solve it, this is the dumbest thing. You're like, oh crap, I wish I would have shown this to you earlier. Vice versa happens sometimes. I will have an idea, jot it down, and not tell anybody about it. And then a friend of mine will see it in my notebook and be like, what is that? Why aren't you working on that? That's gold. So there's value in running your ideas by other people. It can be another magician friend, it can be your spouse, it can be your friend, non-magician, sibling. Show your ideas to somebody early on, that way it saves you a lot of time. You can pitch it to somebody and be like, hey, if I figured out how to make a stool disappear, would you be impressed? And if someone's like, no, that's dumb, I'm like, don't waste your time on it. If somebody's like, yeah, how the hell would you do that? They're like, I don't know, I'm gonna go figure it out. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna invent a trick as a room, okay, we're gonna invent it, and then it is almost 9 a.m. in Vegas. I'm gonna call Danny Garcia and I'm gonna pitch it to him, okay? And we'll see what he says on the phone. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do this. We can go to the overhead camera. Let's see. I'm going to, let's see, where is this stuff? Oh, I was gonna show you this, but I think I used it. I don't know where that went. This is just a playing card. This is Joshua J's Inferno. Right here. You can see. This is a great trick. If you just build a 4-way queen. Kind of a dumb joke. Okay, so there we go. There's that. I lost the camera. I got it. I think I just tapped it a bunch until it shows up. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a trick really, really quick. And the parameters I'm going to assign to us are bad ideas, just throw out bad ones, and since it's a room full of magicians, we'll use like everyday objects. We won't throw out anything crazy. So stuff that either you carry on you or an average layman would have on you. So let's just shout out some stuff. The weirder the better, just shout it out. Don't raise your hand, just shout.
Oh, toe knife.
Nail file. Go ahead.
Nail file.
Dental floss.
Chopsticks.
Chapstick. Keep going.
A laser.
Nail clipper.
A watch.
Salt shaker.
Shirt button.
Freebird. Shirt button. Wallet. I heard Freebird. Write it down. Freebird. Cell phone. Contact.
This is the largest scoop I've ever seen.
Contact.
Coffee
Case.
beans.
Glasses. Keep going.
Coffee beans. Chicken nuggets.
Then our one. And this guy too.
Sneaker. Poker chip.
Sneaker. Beanie.
I heard it. I'm not gonna write it. Keep going.
Glasses.
Credit card. Okay. Condoms.
Q-tips.
Q-tips. Let's do like two more.
Sneaker.
Needle?
Paper clip.
Guitar pick. Alright, that's it. Okay, this is awesome. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, the biggest magic hack in the world is invent a trick with 100 people. This is so much easier, right? So we got, is this upside down for you guys or right side up?
Upside down.
Okay, so we'll do like this. So, bunch of different objects, which is really, really awesome. As you can see, now here's, just to make this exercise kind of complete, we're gonna try to do a trick combining two of them, okay? And sometimes it's nice if they're connected, sometimes it's nice if they have nothing to do with each other. So does anybody, do any of these, I'm sorry about my bad handwriting, are any of you drawn to two of these things?
Glasses to coffee
Condoms
cup.
and nuggets? Yeah.
Condom.
Coffee cup, poker chip.
Wallet. Condom. Watch is condom.
I can't do it upside down, I'm so sorry. Coffee cup and poker chip. Okay, what
AirPods
else?
and Freebird.
What was it with Freebird?
AirPods.
AirPods and Freebird. Look at you.
I think that's just Spotify.
Flossies and what? Floss and glass. Okay, let's just do that. Now, I just came back from Blackpool and we did a condom trick, so just to make it more difficult on myself, we're not going to use that, okay? So, floss, glasses, coffee cup, poker chip, Freebird, AirPod. I'm just impressed that this finally made sense. Freebird and AirPods, floss and glasses. Okay, that's just hilarious. Okay, Freebird and AirPods. Okay, this is subjective. 3 minutes. Freebird. Okay, and AirPod. Okay, now there's like different types of tricks you can do. So what could we do with? Let's just also call it a song and AirPods. What kind of tricks could you do? Just shout.
Name song on AirPods.
Any song? Yep. Any song?
Dog production.
What is it?
Dog production.
Oh my God. Amazing. Okay, we're done. Okay. Okay. See how easy this is? Okay, so that I normally make a long list of there's a famous list called the Fitzky list, all different types of magic. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up on Google or Wikipedia. It's like production, transposition, object to impossible location, levitation, and it helps you. So you can sometimes narrow it down. So here's what I'm gonna pitch. It's like if you could force someone the song Freebird, right? And then have your AirPods out so you could have it, maybe use your AirPods as a method. Would be kind of interesting, like if you put an AirPod in your hand and held it up to someone's head, and you just said, I want you to think of any song that just kind of comes to mind. And then like you played Freebird on the AirPod, and they heard it, and they might start laughing, like, no, like, just say it, and then you produced a duck, okay? Come on, would that be cool? Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call Danny really quick, and we're gonna pitch that to him. He's gonna say, we got 2 minutes. He might not even answer. He's sleeping. So, and for those of you who don't know, Danny Garcia is my best friend in the world. He is the smartest creative magician currently living. Look up his stuff, Daniel Garcia or Danny Garcia. Just so happens to be my best friend.
Didn't you do a YouTube video with Danny?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I just started a new podcast. Little pitch here for you guys before we call Danny. I just started a new podcast through Genie Magazine. Once a month, I'm going to jam just like we did on Zoom with some of my friends, and we are going to invent a magic trick in 1 hour. So if you want to see me invent with Danny Garcia, the first episode's live now. It's called Inventing Magic. And then whatever trick we invent will get printed up in Genie Magazine for that month. So last month, Danny and I came up with a really cool impromptu trick with a receipt. If you don't want to see the process, go to geniemagazine.com, you get the trick. You can learn the trick. If you want to see how we came up with it, it took us an hour. Episode 2, don't tell anybody, Dan White, we came up with something that's so good, we have contemplated 5 times not releasing it, okay? Seriously. So that's coming out next month. I want to do Jim Steinmeier, Jay Sankey. I have a dream list of everybody I want to create with. That podcast will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you find a podcast. You can listen to it as well or watch it on YouTube. That's Inventing Magic. Thank you, Adam. Okay, let's call Danny. Yeah, here we go. You guys having fun?
Yeah.
Woo! You guys get it?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Just a warning, don't use any profanity. I think I saw some kids. You're currently on stage in New England at NIMCON. Oh, no. I have a really quick trick to pitch you. You have two seconds. Okay, so here's the idea. Basically, use AirPods as like the method. Imagine having an AirPod palmed in your hand. This is like a stage parlor type trick. I would have to all of a sudden be not allergic to birds, which I'm aware I am. But the idea would be you have somebody on stage.
Wait,
Yep.
hold on. You have an AirPod palmed
In your hand.
Wait, what?
You have an AirPod palmed in your AirPod palm. You have an AirPod palmed in your hand, okay? You put your hand next to a spectator's ear, and you say, I just want you to think about the first song that you kind of hear in your head, and you play Freebird, okay? So they hear Freebird, and then they say Freebird out loud, and then you produce a dove. Love it, hate it, should I work on it, or is that the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Is there any potential there?
You reached the voicemail.
Okay. You just got the plot. Great.
The initial thing that goes off in my head is the first of the flag that pops up is the mech is too close to what
Yeah.
like you having a song thing in your head. I think the first thing that's gonna stick in their head is, oh, you've got something in your hand. You know
That's a
what I
good
mean?
point. Yep. You'd have to use a different force. I guess if you take 100 steps back, is it funny to have a song like the song Freebird, which a lot of people yell, instinctively if you ask for songs to be named, and then
It's funny
yeah.
if you prompt somebody to it's funny if you prompt somebody to yell Freebird, but then you use one of those old school doves.
Yes.
The things where doves produce in the cage.
That's great. That's great. 'Cause you can be like a fake bird even. You did that.
That sounds like what is it? That's like one of those a Copperfield things. Whenever you
Yeah.
produce a bird in a cage, it's like the Freebird.
That's great. That's great. 'Cause it's an easy thing to have an assistant yell or somebody in the back of the room. But it's worth trying at like a comedy club or something, just as a quick beat, right?
I think so, yeah. I wouldn't do the weird enforcement probably.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yep, you're right. Just have somebody yell it. People might yell it anyways, and then make it appear.
Yeah,
Ask for
you can
Russell.
use that weird flex thing, but it's weird that you have to hold your hand over their head like you're fucking Voldemort. But
Yep. But there's potential here, and at least trying it at a comedy club, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, love you, man. Thank you. Danny Garcia, everybody. Okay, so that's what I do with my friends. I call Danny, I call Dan White, I have a small group of people. This is quick phone calls. They always answer my call because they know I'm calling for a dumb reason, and I'll keep them on the phone for 2 minutes or less. But that's it. That's my creative process. That's the lecture. I'll be over here selling. Here, real quick. Thank you. And then go back to